Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I have an emergency card kit rewind, kinda. Mostly we're making sneaky mom Christmas tags. My kids like to snoop at the gifts and try to figure out who things are for and then what's inside of them, and it drives me bonkers because they'll also complain about who got more. So we are revisiting two kits. Kit 19 from last year that has a bunch of tags, kit 53 that just came out. These are free printables on my channel. I love to give things away. And so don't forget, starting on Friday the 13th, this December, I have 12 days of giveaways with over $2,000 in prizes. We're gonna make the same tag two ways, and I've cut my pieces ahead of time. I have two tags from the zip gift tag from Trinity Stamps. One I cut with the zipper, you can see it at the bottom there, and one is just the tag itself. Then I used Emergency Card Essentials #1 to cut the large scallop circle twice. I also have the 2-inch circle from that set and then a 2 1/4-inch circle where I just used my regular circle dies. Then to decorate, I'm using the You're the Greatest die set from Trinity. I love this thing. It's very cheesy. You could use anything, right? We're learning a method, but I will show you all the way through the tag that I made. I love this cheese grater. I've used it maybe only once in a video, but I use it off camera a lot because I love a funny, punny, anything. Like, I am here for it. And so I am just gluing some matte silver cardstock onto the box of the grater. It lines up on the sides and then at the bottom. And then I put glue on that little piece that's going to go right along the bottom edge, but it's a metallic cardstock. And so I'm going to let that glue set up a little bit before I try to stick it on there. I have one of the, I don't know, upright posts, the attacher thingies for the handle. Words, you guys. But I put one on and then the handle that goes across the top. And then the other one doesn't overlap the box of the grater. The handle overlaps it, and that's kind of it. And so I like to sort of assemble those pieces in that order so I can work with the grater as a single piece instead of needing to glue it straight onto my card. The cheese is 2 quick pieces, so we're going to add those on there. And then we can start figuring out how to make this a Christmas set. There are lots of Santa hats in my collection, and I couldn't find one that really fit well here. I thought I had one. Lawn Fawn has like a little tiny set of an elf hat and a Santa hat, and I think it would have been the right size, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So we're gonna make one from scratch. It's not that hard. I have a 3/4-inch circle and I am tracing over the top of it. For the bottom of the hat, I will make just a very slight arch, okay, just a little bit. I'll pick this up in a second. Then a little squiggly tail on one side. Look, it looks terrible, but it's gonna be super cute when we're done. I'm gonna cut this out with my scissors. None of this is really fussy cutting. It's an organic hat. You've seen these things. They're floppy and they're weird, and so I don't need it to look perfect. I also drew mine so that it was facing to the right, like the little poofy ball was on the right, because I wanna flip it over so the poofy ball is on the left when I glue it onto my cheese. Okay, so I'm gonna hide the pencil that way. I don't have to worry about erasing. I just traced the line from the bottom of my hat onto some white glitter cardstock, and I'm gonna go around it with my scissors, and I'm leaving a little bit of room on the bottom and a little bit more room on the top, and that's it. I punched out a hole with a standard hole punch, and then I'm just gonna go around it with my scissors. You wouldn't have to do this, but the rest of the hat looks very organic, and so I thought the circle was a little too perfect. Then I'll add a little bit of glue onto the curve of my hat, onto the tip of the hat, and then I have the perfect Santa hat from my block of cheese. I am gluing my box grater down with just wet glue, but then I'm gonna add foam to my other 2 pieces because there's a lot of cardstock here, right? This gets a little bit bulky, and I didn't want it to look like part of the cheese was lifted up higher than the other part. So I've added 1mm foam from scrapbook.com just behind the part of the cheese that's gonna hit the tag itself. And then again with the hat, I just wanted to make sure that it was well supported because this is gonna go to my kids. And as good as my kids are when they're all hopped up on like Christmas fumes, they are not very gentle. I'm adding a little star. This is from Emergency Card Essentials, die set number 2, but really any star would work here, or you could use like an embellishment star. I am turning my box grater into my Christmas tree. For version 1 of this tag, I'm just going to sandwich the 2 scallop circles together. So I glued a 2-inch circle onto the second scallop. And then I'm bringing in 2 emergency card kits. This is the one that just released that has Bring On the Festivities down at the bottom. And I will actually link the Patreon post and the YouTube download of that one at the bottom in the description box below this video. But this one is from last year, and I'm just going to link to that video because there's a lot going on in that kit. I am not going to use the outside wording that gets kind of funny and is like, I made this gift, tell me I'm amazing. I just wanted a 1-inch circle to get that to from, and it's going to go in the center. Then I'm going to add removable adhesive only around the outside of my sentiment, and I'm going to stick it right over the top. This is perfect for 1 year. My kids will have no idea who this is for. They aren't going to know to pull that off to find the to from, but the second year they're going to know, and they're going to start peeling all of them off or trying. And so here is, I think, the quicker, easier way to do this, and I love it. And because I put that to from on there with removable adhesive, it can be reused from year to year. So you could decorate this with anything you want, but it's a really great sneaky mom hack. For the second version, I'm going to use those same 2 pieces, but we're going to add them onto this zip gift tag. I'm using my pencil to mark on the one with the zipper where I'm going to put my glue. If you stick to just those outside edges, you can fit a gift card in there. But I'm being really careful. I'm not actually putting glue where the zipper is because I have glued one shut enough that the zipper didn't really work right. So I just avoid it. This tag with the pattern paper is the only piece that will get recycled at the end of this Christmas. And so I love that I use pattern paper. I'm not spending a lot of time worrying about that decoration or the background decoration. I like to leave them open at the bottom, and then when the time comes, I can put in a gift card or whoever the gift is to, and I put just a tiny little bead of glue down at the bottom. You want to wait for it to dry before you test it, but then you just stick your little thumb in there and you peel it off, and you can pull out your gift card. Or in our case, I'm going to put to Finn or to Mal or to Mark, right? I am going to add removable adhesive onto my decorative elements though, because I want to be able to reuse those pieces next year. And this, to me, is what really saves it. I'm not going through the trouble of die cutting a whole bunch of pieces that are getting thrown in the trash. So here I am. I have my little piece to Finn, and I will just tuck that on the inside. I can add a little glue on the bottom to seal that up. And I don't care how much my kids try to peek through that. They cannot tell who this gift is for. I added some ribbon up at the top. I just grabbed a whole bunch that were kind of in coordinating colors. I pull them through, put them at odd lengths, and then I use a little piece of twine and I just tie a little knot around all of that to make that work. But you could just create a loop there too, so it attaches a little more easily to a gift. They'll be able to rip off that bottom zip part, find out who the gift is for. I love ways to like extend the magic, make it an event. I feel like these are the things my kids are really going to remember. So I hope this inspires you. I hope you'll try it with supplies that you have. Don't forget to come back on Friday when the giveaways begin. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.